Comet NEOWISE. NASA's probe spies this newly discovered comet, and it will be returning to our Earth in 7,000 years. So if we can, and we can, we should wish to see it, because we'll be able to see its tail at least with binoculars. Most of us, I would venture to say, do have binoculars, and we should try and see it because it's not going to pass us for another 7,000 years. We remember that a little while ago we saw a comet that passed us by that last passed us by at the time of the ancient Egyptians. So this one here was discovered this year in 2020. It's named NEOWISE because it was discovered by NASA's NEOWISE telescope. And the astronomers have been interested in this because, as we said, it's new. The tail of the comet seen sizzling through the heat after its closest yet approach to the sun. NASA's Parker Solar Probe was at the right place at the right time to capture the view of Comet NEOWISE late last week, and the U.S. Space Agency's Parker Solar Probe positioned in supplying the spacecraft with an unmatched view of the comet's twin tails. The tails are particularly active after its closest approach to the sun, known as perihelion. It was discovered by NASA's Near-Earth Object Wide Field Infrared Survey Explorer, NEOWISE for short, and it was recently discovered, just March 27th. And ever since, the comet, called Comet C220F3 NEOWISE, or nicknamed Comet NEOWISE, is spotted by several NASA spacecraft, including Parker Solar Probe. And here we have images of the Comet NEOWISE by the recent July 5th NASA ISS footage. The European Space Agency and NASA's Solar Terrestrial Relations Observatory and astronauts of International Space Station ISS have been tracking it, and the latest image of Comet NEOWISE is unprocessed from the WISPR Parker Solar Probe. And as we said, the instrument takes images of the sun's outer atmosphere and solar wind and visible light. Its sensitivity also makes it well suited for seeing fine detail like comet tails. And the Parker Solar Probe collected data through June 28 for its fifth solar flyby, but the availability of additional downlink time allowed the team to take extra images. Now, it's been processed to increase contrast, removing excess brightness. The lower tail, which appears broad and fuzzy, is the dust tail of Comet NEOWISE, created when the dust lifts off the surface of the comet's nucleus and trails behind the comet in its orbit. And this is what we can see when we use our binoculars. Astronomers intend to use WISPR's images to study the size of dust grains within the dust tail. The upper tail is the ion tail. It has gases ionized by losing electrons in the sun's intense light. NASA says the comet cruised just inside Mercury's orbit on July 3rd. Its very close passage by the sun is cooking the comet's outermost layers. It's causing gas and dust to erupt off the icy surface, creating a large tail of debris. And yet the comet has managed to survive this intense roasting. And they go on to explain people wishing to catch a glimpse of the glowing comet can spot it as it swings through the inner solar system, but its nearness to the sun creates some observing challenges. For the next few days, it will be visible about an hour before sunrise, close to the horizon in the northeast sky in the United States. Observers might be able to see the comet's central core or nucleus with the naked eye in the dark skies. Using binoculars would give viewers a good look at the fuzzy comet and its long, streaky tail. Now, as far as the timing of this, as we said, it was just now discovered, March 27th, 2020. And they say that it will be about 7,000 years before the comet returns. So we would suggest, instead of waiting for the years to pass, of course, it would be good if we can view it now, if we want to see it, obviously. Now, NASA's Bob Behnken shared spectacular photos of the comets on social media on Thursday, showing Central Asia in the background and the space station in the foreground. And he tweeted from orbit, "Stars, cities, spaceships, and a comet." So we can enjoy that, as we said, an hour or so before sunrise, and we can see the nucleus with our naked eye. And if you have binoculars, you can use them for a better view. If you'd like to join me on my Patreon account, you will hear content not covered by mainstream media. These riveting stories will be based on my research, and I will state my opinions and give my personal insight on diverse and controversial subjects and world events not covered by mainstream media, and not supported by YouTube guidelines. So whatever I have on my Patreon, most of those will not be on my YouTube channel. Please consider becoming a member today. More of the most significant and important videos will be on my Patreon channel. Your support helps me to continue my research and keeps this YouTube channel alive. And we depend on your support, your generous charity, because we help economically challenged families here in Athens, Greece, in Kapota, and we also help the young generation with university tuition and the community around our church. Thank you.